It's the Sleepers Podcast. It is Monday, May 5th. Carter, may the 5th be with you.
Happy Cinco de Mayo, Gregory. Get yourself a margarita.
Wow. Should we buy into the bit? Should we go make a marg right now?
I don't know if I have marg stuff.
I don't like margaritas.
Really?
Yeah, not a marg
Oh,
guy.
not a tequila guy.
Well, I used to be, not anymore though.
Well, were you never a margarita guy?
Even when I liked tequila, I've never enjoyed margaritas.
I love margaritas.
You like, I mean,
Uh-oh.
you like tequila, but I feel like you just really enjoy like the heat of like a spicy marg, licking the tahini on the rim or whatever. That
I'm
thing.
sorry, the what on
What's
the
it
rim?
called? Tahini?
It's tahine.
Tahini. You're licking you're
Tahini
licking
is a
all that.
Mediterranean sauce, you uncultured swine.
You're licking all up in that tahini. Don't lie.
Shit. Well, back in college, I used to put tahini on my girl. You know that?
Crazy.
Oh, now that you know what I'm saying, I actually gotta go run and grab my one big thing bit. So just banter for a little bit longer. I need 37 seconds, please.
What are you about to do? Are you about to make a marg for your one big thing? This
Oh, I'm
is
about to go get my
insane.
one big thing, jackass.
Oh, all right. Jeez, feisty to start this week. It's crazy. Well, all right. You ask a man to solo banter, the man will solo banter. How's everybody doing out there? Hope good. Sometimes I wonder on these episodes that we record for Mondays on Fridays, I wonder what my weekend's going to be like. Because I come on here and I act like I have to know what my weekend was already like. But like, what if my weekend's awful? What if it rains all weekend? What if I get a sore throat and I'm just dealing with that all weekend? It's a distinct possibility. Not a possibility I want to have happen, but it could happen. And I'll be honest, I'm a little bit nervous right now. This sort of feels like a sore throat weekend. This feels like a weekend where I might get a little tickle. And I don't want that.
That's
I want
fire,
to have a
banter.
great weekend.
That's fire banter, by the way. Also, you're completely on par with that too, because it's like the warm, a little bit rainy too. Like, feel like you could like catch some sniffles for sure. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you being gone for 90 seconds there just showed us all how essential you are to this whole project.
Was it 90?
Do you ever view us as a project?
Do I ever like what? In what sense?
Well, like, we could be like a company, we could be a podcast, we could be a business, but sometimes I like to think like, this whole project, like what if Sleepers Media was a project that you and I were working on, you know?
So that would make a lot of sense. Also when we made it, I would love to take a pic of like that classic like got the A on the group project, just showed up, this being Carter thing. Also I look at us more as an entity. Like when people ask me about us, I'm like, well, it's more of an entity, I would say. And then they were like, what's that mean? I'm like, shh. I usually put my finger on those like shh.
Yeah, just stop right there. We don't need to
Shh.
explain. Yeah, I don't. If we were a project, how much percent would you say we're through the project? Like we're not 100% done with the project.
No, I'd say to me, Red Couch got us over 50. I would say we're at
Oh,
57%.
so we are past halfway through with Sleepers
hmm
because the project ends at 100%, right? We don't just keep doing the project even though the project's done.
No, well, normal projects do, but here at the entity that is Sleepers Media, we give everything 150%.
Okay, so we're only like 37% through the project then.
We'll carry the two. Yeah.
How do you think this ends? Do you ever wonder? I often
Oh,
think about how we'll end.
well, it's. I've already prepared myself. It's not going to end well. There's not going to be like a going out on top scenario. We will go out on bottom.
For sure. I think you and I both agree on that. And I honestly don't know that we'd want it any other way.
I prefer it.
Yeah. But like, I don't know. I don't know. Like the only happy scenario I feel like where we end is where we find like alternate versions of us to hand it to.
Do you think there's somewhere in the world there's a doppelganger of you?
I don't really believe in doppelgangers like that, but there's probably someone very similar to me. Yeah.
I think there is an exact replica of me somewhere in the United States or in the world that's just going about his business.
See, I feel like maybe what we do then, it'd be really cool if we found a European version of both of us. And
We do have a German on call.
we do have a German boy, but I feel like, I don't know, in my head, like there's a French you and an English me, and we give sleepers to them and we leave and go do our own things. But
Like
the
sell the
product stays
company.
kind of the same with better accents.
Sell the company.
Wouldn't even say that.
Just bring it. Just have them take over.
Yeah. Honestly, slide them in, see if anyone notices.
That's very true. I mean, it's honestly, I think people would notice we just slid in Swedish versions of us.
I really think there's a world where I could just like replace myself with another mediocre white man and no one would notice.
That's unequivocally false.
I really think we could. I'm gonna try it at some point this summer.
Mm, no, 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 no. Please no. Okay, should we get to the YouTube comment of the day?
Yeah, what'd you bring downstairs though?
My one big thing.
Oh, so you're just holding a bunch of margarita mix and you're gonna wait until the end of the show to do it?
You really think you know everything about me, don't you?
I know most things about you.
You do, but not in this case, Bucko.
Okay.
Let's see what we have here. Do. Okay, how about this from Phil Foden's burner? What NBA fan base do you hate the most? For me, it's the Bucks because it's a mix of me being a Bulls fan, sadly, and how ungrateful that whole city is for a ring they won 4 years ago. Every day I hear about how they waste Giannis's talent and sell every year. Like y'all literally just won a ring. You ever hated NBA fan base?
I don't think I have an NBA fan base that I hate.
I do.
Who?
I hate Celtics fans.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Hate
But
Celtics.
I don't know any Celtics fans in real life other than JK.
ML.
Well, I get ML's fandoms confused still.
Is it still?
I don't like what's his full list of fandoms? No disrespect intended, because I do the same thing, but like I don't doesn't he have like four NBA teams he really likes?
Yeah, I think six.
Yeah. Like he was texting me about Pistons. Like
It's for ML's well traveled, so every single state he steps in, he acquires a team along the way.
honestly, goals. I would love to just like root for everyone because I have a history of like I went there, you know?
Yeah, he's also built like a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle.
That's crazy.
I hope he listens to this.
I'd put it at 20% chance.
I'd say, who are we brought to you by, Gregory?
Brought to you by Underdog Fantasy.
Oh, my bad.
Underdog Fantasy promo code sleepers. You can get up to $1,000 in bonus credits with a 50% deposit match as a first time user. And you get a free pick. And actually, you know what? I'm going to pull this up right now because before the weekend, we were promoting the free pick from Underdog that was Steph Curry to score one or more points in the Warriors game 6. But by the time you're listening to this on Monday, that will already be over with, my friends. And we're looking for a new promo, which is why Underdog Fantasy is the best because they already have more for you, Cart. In fact, the free pick from Underdog for this week, early in the week, for tonight, is Tyrese Halliburton to
Mm.
score over zero point 0.5 points. As long as he scores one bucket, 1 point, you cash your pick. You can get that with promo code Sleepers. It's a great way to get started off on the right foot. Go check it out. Underdog Fantasy, promo code Sleepers. Take advantage. Do we have Discord comments to get to?
Ooh, only one way to find out. Open up Discord, open up comments. We do have three comments for today, starting with All Hail the Pope. First of all, join the Discord for $9.99 a month. The link is in the description of our Twitter. If you go to our Twitter and you join on your desktop, you will pay $9.99 a month to be a part of the Sleepers Media Discord. It's a great place to be. We have great retention. Shout out to Brad Underwood and Co. Try it out. I guarantee you end up staying. All right. All hail the Pope. The source that said someone has us as a top three team from yesterday on KSR. Field of 68 has us as the third team going into next year. That's not, is that are you just making a statement?
Did somebody, did I say it? Did somebody say that Kentucky's not top three?
Oh, maybe this is on there was a question last night with Riley kind of surrounded by this. It's like, wow, where was it? Oh, is there more of a chance that Kentucky isn't a top 10 team or that they are a top four team?
Oh, yeah. I mean, okay.
Yeah. Also, little peek behind the curtain here. Love my guys over at Field of 68. They know what they're doing by putting Kentucky third.
Hey, I don't endorse that message.
I don't endorse it either. I love them, but
It's a really good top 25 naturally next season for people like us. Dion and I made that point when we were going through the Torvik ranks yesterday.
mm,
Like BYU's legitimately great. Purdue's legitimately great. Kentucky's legitimately great. UConn's legitimately great. Who else? Michigan's in the top 10 right now. Michigan State's up there. Illinois is in the top 15. Basically, any fan base that we cover, Duke, Kansas, North Carolina, all of them are top 20 teams for next season.
yeah, also like shout out to them. Like it's not all about like groupthink type things too. Like be a little different with your rankings, and I think they are by putting Kentucky that high. And Kentucky is going to be good, so like you could make an argument for any top 10 team to be anywhere outside of one. That is, I think one should be consensus. T. Steffi, hey guys, with Purdue announcing a charity exhibition game against Kentucky, who would you like to see your teams play in an exhibition game?
My team's playing St. John's in Madison Square Garden. That's a top five team in the country in the Garden. I have no other needs or wants.
Is that an exhibition game?
I believe so, yeah.
Okay, I thought that was like one of those mid.
Oh, is that a real game? No,
I thought it
that's
was like one of
the
those like mid-season things.
no, silly goose. Our mid-season high-profile game, because we have all those, is Duke in Washington, D.C. in February.
Oh, same,
Well, you're playing Duke in East Lansing. That's a little different.
same, basically.
Eh, is it?
Yeah, basically.
Is it?
Yeah, somewhat.
Yeah.
Anyways, who would I like to see my team play in an exhibition? Albion, Albion College. Cat's Paw. With the announcement of preseason scrimmages starting, would you want a preseason summer tournament for something like NIL?
Preseason summer tournament for NIL. It'd be hard to do in the summer because kids are home.
Yeah. Also, like kids aren't even on their teams yet.
Yeah, I would like this. So
Well,
I've been
isn't that what the players era kind of is? Just not in the summer.
I've been workshopping this honestly as something that we could maybe make our entire livelihoods of this and stop
Oh.
making videos off of. So I think there's a way to do some unregulated events with college basketball players or teams with money on the line.
Do unregulated events.
Unregulated, non NCAA sanctioned
Certified.
events for entertainment. Basically, like, I think I'm floating like make my own live golf or Tiger Woods Golf League, but for college basketball. I have some thought. Like, couldn't we basically do a Gus Macker and teams are allowed to bring whatever three players they want in the summer with $5 million on the line, and it's on the Sleepers Media YouTube channel, and you have a microphone commentating it.
Yeah, I would love it, but I would let my personal beliefs get in the way.
And Kristen Peaks there in something that we call the shame chair.
The
And we just
shame.
we cut to her like once every 5 minutes, like, let's check over with Kristen at the shame chair.
And she's just like, shame. And then we're like, all right.
It'd be great, right?
It would be great, but I would have an ulterior motive though. Hoping that I have an early season opponent. I'm inviting all players from that team, hoping and then I'm turning them into the NCAA after they play in our team, so they get suspended for 4 games.
Well, maybe there's a way to sanction this though.
We no, it wouldn't be us if it was sanctioned.
I think we, yeah, you're right.
Come on now.
Hey, wait a second. Compliance is the utmost priority to our organization these days
On YouTube,
and everywhere.
not for me.
You don't want to be a compliant person in your everyday life?
The minute I step off YouTube, I become the most non-compliant individual I know.
I don't think that's true.
You're right, it's not. That
Like
doesn't.
your golf club tells you to tuck your shirt in, you tuck your shirt in.
It's true. Yeah,
Your high school tells you like be here for the brunch, you show up for the brunch.
did
Yeah.
did
Like I think you comply pretty well.
call me a bitch?
No, I just don't think you I think you comply with YouTube and your everyday life. Honestly, the thing you comply least with, I think, is like me and us.
Oh, false,
False.
false. I'm always compliant. Honestly, I think I'm a little bit too compliant. My wife calls it being a pushover.
I don't know that you're a pushover.
That means a lot to me. That does for the Discord comments today.
I feel like there's a lot to unpack still.
Yeah, have you ever thought about how you hate that phrase?
I don't mind it.
There's a little more to unpack here.
Yeah, I don't mind it.
Why are you going soft voiced on me?
Been thinking about rebranding
To what?
a soft voiced man.
You got a good soft voice,
Thank you.
but like it would take away from your impassioned rants and speeches.
Passion's overrated. Serenity is what we're all after.
Side effects may include dick falling off, falling asleep at the wheel, dying, or the sniffles. Please consult your doctor if that lasts for more than 2 minutes.
Let's get to the show. So, one thing I've really been thinking about lately
Can't do this. I
is
can't.
what?
Stop.
What do you mean?
This is crazy. All right.
So,
Wait.
the one thing I've really been thinking about a lot lately is the idea of talent in college basketball. And as rosters are starting to be fully assembled, I think there are teams that could make an argument that they are one of the most talented rosters in all of college basketball. Talent may be different than where they're ranked in the preseason polls. It may be different than where they finish at the end of the season. Shout out to Illinois from last year. But Card, I'm just interested right now on May 5th. Who are the top 10 most talented rosters currently assembled for next year's college basketball season?
That works for me. Could I ask you one question based on that?
Of course.
Is this more of a top end talent? Is this more of a depth conversation, or is it how does that necessarily work? And how are we going to get to the point where we get from 1 to 10 on this?
Well, I think that's for you and I to decide. I think we can make our own rules and come up with a definition that we mutually agree upon for what talent is for next season.
Let's do it, Greg.
So, what is talent to you, Carter?
Hmm.
There's no way this is fun to listen to, man.
Talent always comes down to me about putting the orange thing in the 10-foot thing and being able to do it on any stage, any setting, anytime, anywhere. Um, I think there is a clear-cut most talented team in college basketball this season.
Who is it?
Maybe it's not clear-cut. Ooh, this is tough.
Were you going to say Louisville?
No,
Oh, I thought you were going to make your pitch for the guards that put the orange thing in the 10-foot thing.
I was thinking about it, but then I can't talk soft anymore. I'm sorry. It was kind of looking hurt my throat. Pause. But
Mm.
ooh,
I
is it
mean,
is it is it BYU? Is it
it could be BYU. I also want to just say this on the front, and people will either complain about it one way or the other. There's no good way to rank this team. Purdue has two All-Americans. So how are we defining talent? Because if we're just defining who has the best players, Purdue will be the only team with two All-Americans, unless BYU does. Now, neither one of those All-Americans are going to be like surefire NBA guys. Braden Smith might be. I don't think TKR is ever going to play a minute in the NBA. So, the rest of their team, Fletcher Lawyer, what's talent with him? Oscar Clough, talent with him? I don't know. Omer Mayer might be an NBA guy, but that's a talented roster with two All Americans. They're going to be somewhere in this top 10. There's an argument, given that they have two All Americans and the likely National Player of the Year preseason favorite, him or JT Toppin. that I think they should be near the top of it, but I would listen to arguments for other teams like BYU fits it because they have the number one pick probably. Saunders could be first team all conference. Rob Wright is a star, very talented kid. But you know what I mean? Like I don't want to ding Purdue too much here because I think in essence Braden Smith and TKR are very talented in college basketball terms.
Okay, I'd be fine with putting Purdue at one.
But do you like saying it out loud? I think Purdue has the most talented team in the entire sport.
See, this is such a hard thing because I find it hard to look outside just the five the guys are going to play. Because I mean, we're gonna Kentucky fans are certainly gonna see this and be like, "What are you talking about? Like 1 through 15, we got all these playable guys."
Well, I think Kentucky would be higher in this exercise than they will be in the poll.
Oh,
Like I
okay.
think there is an argument Kentucky is a top five talented roster because
So
their depth comes into play.
in that case, I actually don't want to put Purdue one.
Okay.
I some other teams I think we could possibly put one. Um, Honestly, Auburn I think should be in that fold for me with
At
Tahad back.
one?
With Tahad back,
Man, I don't even know that Auburn's a top 25 guaranteed team. Torvik has them outside the top 25.
who's the with Torvik? Like he doesn't have the rosters updated.
I mean, he's missing like international guys.
I mean, with Tahad back though,
I think Todd's in his projections.
is it?
I think. I mean, this isn't a Torvik combo, but like, I don't view like Keyshawn Hall as like some crazy talent.
He averaged 20.
I mean, UCF.
Big
Like,
12, it's a Big 12 school.
all right, let you just do your list then, because
No,
I'm
they don't have to be one. I'm throwing out teams in consideration.
well, give me your 10 then, because I think we're going to be way split on this and probably not be able to come to a medium ground. So you give me your top 10 and I'll do mine.
Hmm. All right, let's see.
I
Mm,
don't think Auburn's in my 10.
okay. I'm gonna put F it. I'm gonna go Louisville at one. I'm gonna go I'm gonna go BYU two. I'm gonna go Purdue three. I'm gonna go we'll go UConn four. Houston five. And then I think you get into like I think you had Kentucky six, seventh, seventh I go Auburn, eighth I'd go Duke, ninth I probably go, let's probably go back and forth. Ninth I'll go Arizona and 10th Arkansas.
Ooh. Who was 8?
Oh, actually, I am tripping. I'm tripping. Sorry. Bump Auburn out, put St. John's in for Auburn. Auburn is not in the top 10.
Okay. Okay. Did you have Duke?
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. You probably didn't write that down as you were going, did you?
Yeah, but I can go through it.
Go through it again if you can.
Okay, so I had Louisville one, I had BYU two, I had UConn. I'm sorry, I had Purdue three, I had UConn four, and then fifth I had wait, fifth I had oh shit, maybe I didn't remember it. That's on me. Fifth, what did I have? Oh, fifth I had Duke. Fifth I had Duke. Sixth I had Kentucky. Then seventh I would have St. John's. Eighth, Eighth was Arkansas. Nine was Arizona, and then 10 is Texas Tech.
Okay.
I just switched it up right there, but that's my final list.
Okay. All right. I think I'm going to surprise you with some of my answers here. I think St. John's is the answer for the most talented roster next season.
Mm.
I have questions on how it all fits together. But like Ian Jackson, 5 star, Dylan Mitchell, former 5 star, Bryce Hopkins should be first team All Big East, if not best player in the Big East. Jason Sanoan, fringe 5 star. They are super deep. Like Isaiah Sellers is a proven really good player. Zubi Ejiofor is a super really proven good player. They probably go 9 or 10 deep at minimum. Like their 13th guy is like the 75th best recruit in the country this year. I think that team rocks and has upside, high floor, all of it. It's just do the pieces fit together. So St. John's would be my number one. I put BYU two on the chance that DeBanza hits and is the clear number one player in the class. I think him, Saunders, and Rob Wright is pretty much worth being alone at two. I put Purdue three. Can't have them drop out of three with two All Americans. But I think the idea of talent around them is where you lose me. And I still don't think they're all that deep. Like Fletcher Loyer is very good. Oscar Klaus is very good. Omer Meyer's a talented kid. Outside of that top five, if your sixth guy is CJ Cox, how talented is your team really? Like, and I know Purdue fans don't want to hear that. They really believe in CJ. CJ Cox would not be in the rotation at a lot of other top 10 teams. Just wouldn't. Maybe one day he would be. Kentucky is four for me. The depth overwhelms, and Otega always should be the preseason SEC player of the year. I've Duke five. Boozer's largely carrying that, but they got 5 stars everywhere again. I've Houston six, influx of talent with Sanak and the other 5 stars that they bring in, mixed with who they return. If they get Uzan back, I think you got to bump Houston up into the top three or four, either right ahead of Purdue or right after Purdue for me. Seven, I'd put Louisville. Eight, I'd put UConn. Nine, I'd put Arizona. And then 10th is an argument for me between UCLA and Arkansas. I'm going to give the nod to UCLA because I think Donovan Dent's an All American there. And in my head, I'm going to consider him more talented than the youth of Arkansas in the backcourt.
Mm. That's okay, but are you considering the other Arkansas players in that, like the Carter Knoxes of the world and
Yeah, I maybe am not the biggest Carter
Billy
Knox fan.
Richmond and stuff like that are back on that team, right?
I'm not the biggest fan of those guys. Like, I think they're fine. I don't expect like a breakout superstar season from either of them.
Okay, that's fair.
Whereas UCLA to me, like I would buy an Eric Daly breakout before I would buy those guys.
And you're buying like Trent Perry and things like that.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'm not mad at that.
Yeah. Okay. All right. That was fun. You seem mad. You're making a face.
I was trying to be mad, but I think I'm okay.
Okay.
Yeah, good job.
We don't like being mad. Topic two today. Shout out to friend of the program, Mr. John Fanta. Everybody's favorite. We love John Fanta, one of the best in the business. He has his updated way too early top 25. And rather than us making our own full way too early top 25 again, I feel like we should just take a look at some of the subject matter experts, the industry leaders in college basketball that are updating their top 25s as rosters continue to progress towards their finalized versions. John Fanta's way too early top 25 has Purdue at number one, St. John's at number two. That's the highest I've seen St. John's. Houston at number three. UConn at four. Texas Tech at five. Michigan at six. Louisville at seven. Kentucky eight. Duke nine. Arkansas 10. Iowa State 11. UCLA 12. Tennessee 13. Arizona 14. Auburn 15. Florida 16. BYU down at 17 in John Fanta's top 25. Michigan State 18, Kansas 19, Illinois 20, Wisconsin 21, Alabama 22, Gonzaga 23, Creighton 24, Oregon 25. Your thoughts?
First of all, I can't do it. First of all, I love Fanta. Shout out to my guy Fanta. Um, I think I think my first initial thought on this is it seems that you might be ridiculed if you don't have Purdue one in these preseason rankings, right? Is it to that point?
I mean, everybody seems to be in agreement that they are the number one team in the country right now, but that's how I think it should be. Are you pushing back on that a little bit?
No, I'm fine with that because that's not what needs to be pushed back here. I'll tell you what needs to be pushed back here. Um, I had to go down 4 lines to find BYU.
Yeah, what's up with that?
I don't get that.
I mean,
Why?
this is the lowest you will find BYU in any sort of too early top 25 right now. Most places have BYU as a consensus top five team, if not top three team. Fanta has them 17th.
Yeah. Iowa State too high for me.
Wait a second. Can we put ourselves in Fanta's shoes for a second?
Yeah.
What's the argument for BYU being this low? You basically got to not believe in
To be
Devanza.
to be honest with you, I think this is egregiously low. I think even if the Bansa isn't what he's billed to be, this team is still going to be awesome.
So I do too, but I'm just like Fanta's a smart guy. He rarely misses catastrophically on anything. So like for him to have this as such an outlier, there's got to be an angle here. Like what do you think Fanta would say? Is it just straight up like I don't think Debanza will work mixing in with these other guys? Because I would bet from Fanta his history here, I'm sure Fanta believes in AJ Debanza.
Hmm.
So is there something the BYU roster is like missing that we're all overlooking here?
Maybe he's not a Rob Wright guy.
Could be that.
Maybe not a Rob Wright guy. Also maybe he has more questions about those guys outside of like Wright, if he even or Wright, Saunders, and DeBansa.
I will say I'm very surprised he has Michigan at 6 and BYU at 17. Because to me, like those are sort of the two high upside, but a lot has to work teams. And I would have expected him to drop Michigan nearly as far as he dropped BYU if he doesn't believe in BYU.
Yeah, yeah. I think
No,
he might be one of the first people I've seen with Michigan ahead of Louisville too.
I'm not mad at that, but obviously.
Um, Trying to look at some other things here. Gonzaga being ranked just because they're Gonzaga.
Yeah, I feel like the 21 through 25 is just like copy paste logos that got to be in here.
Oh well, Creighton should be in here. They should be higher too, by the way.
Yeah, you're on the Creighton bandwagon now, huh?
Oh yeah.
So you're just buying Fran McCaffrey's sloppy seconds?
Hmm.
I don't get it. Why?
I think Dix is great. I think Freeman's great. I think Blake Harper's really good. They got what's his name? Oh, why is it fleeting my mind? Guy from Charlotte, Nick Graves, who I'm interested to see what that looks like at that level. Like he could just be like kind of inefficient, but like outside of that, I like the pieces they got back. Trout is a veteran who can be productive.
The
McAndrew had
fifth
a
name
really
you're
good
giving me is Isaac Trout.
no. I'm walk with me here. Jackson McAndrew was really good down the stretch his freshman year. He's going to be really good this year. Yeah, I like the team.
Okay.
They got rid of Pop Isaacs.
You won me back over with that, but I was side-eyeing from Isaac Trout into Jackson McAndrew was really awesome.
What
Like, come on, man.
do you mean?
Hold on, now I gotta look this up. How good was Jackson McAndrew? Yeah, okay. He was good. He's good.
He's pretty like down the stretch. He played really well.
He had five double-digit scoring games in his final seven games after not having one from January 14th through March 1st.
So that would constitute as down the stretch. He played well.
I mean, all of conference play, he played horrible. But yeah,
But what
down
did
the
he
stretch,
do down the stretch?
down the stretch, he was solid.
I want T-shirts that say Sleepers Media down the stretch.
Down the stretch, he was solid. Okay, all right. St. John's at 2. That's the highest I've seen them. Your thoughts?
Hmm. I'm not mad at it. Um, I like the roster. I like the ads. But to me, St. John's might be highest ceiling, lowest floor team because there is a world where these transfers and these guys do not work together and shit goes awry, a la what it went with the year before this year with St. John's. So, and I think shit awry was a little bit harsh, but there's a world where this just doesn't work out and guys hate each other and all that prevails, and Patino will not be the guy to bring everybody together in that case, and it goes south quickly. But you know, I think two's the highest I would put them.
Okay. Um, you think two is justifiable? Because I think even in the highest you're trying to be on St. John's world, they should never be second. Like to me,
I do find it hard putting them second over a team like I I look, I like St. John's. I currently think that St. John's is the second best team in the Big East.
oh, UConn, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like the pollsters, like Fanta having UConn at four, we like that because we kind of have UConn. I feel like in our consensus top three with Purdue and Houston, but I feel like we're outliers there. It feels like most national people still have UConn like in the bottom half of the top 10.
Mhm.
So maybe that'll get updated. It's good to see Fanta did rise them up a little bit. I'm gonna just like maybe the only other takeaway we haven't gotten to on this, the thing I would push back on. I'm gonna start going to war for Houston a little more because they should be the 1B to Purdue's 1A, and in some circles they should be the 1A to Purdue's 1B.
Look at
Like
you.
I think you wanted to say it at the top and you didn't, and you bit your tongue. And I know I've been on record a bunch saying Purdue should be number one, number one, number one, number one, number one. I get it. At minimum, if you're doing that, Houston should be number two, number two, number two, number two. Don't hesitate. And this is the first time I feel like we're seeing somebody put someone else there. I don't get it. I just don't. I like Houston returns a ton from a team that's really, really good. We don't know about Uzan still, but like you get back Tugler and Sharp. You get this freshman class that's basically the best freshman class that Kelvin's had. Sinak and Harwell and Flemings. All three of those dudes rock. Pop Isaacs is like a question mark, but also Pop Isaacs was the second best player on Creighton when he was playing. Like if you get that version of him and he's the fifth best player on Houston, then Houston's nasty. So I don't know. I don't want to get too cute in May. And I feel like it's too cute to drop Houston down to third, which also, by the way, just to like look through this, if Houston were to finish third at the end of the season, that would be their lowest finish in 4 years per Ken Palm. They finished second all of the last 4 years, and next year's their best roster they've ever had.
Yeah, that's crazy, honestly.
Like let's not overthink it, you know?
Yeah, I'm with you.
But I don't know. Two Big East teams in the top four in the country. Is this company man Fanta a little bit?
No, 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 never.
It's not.
No, 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 no,
I'm not accusing. I'm just asking.
no, never.
Like it's like when Katz puts a lot of Big Ten guys up, you know, and we call him the GOAT for it.
Yeah, I think he's right though. I think he's right with the placement of the Big East teams.
So you think St. John's and UConn are both top four teams in the country next year?
I listen to arguments, yes.
Okay.
Can I release my top 25 soon?
Yeah. Well, you're just gonna have eight number one teams.
I am gonna do like 1A, 1B, 1B, 1C, 1C, and then just get to team like 14.
Yeah, I think that would be fun. ESPN's Way Too Early Bracketology is out. Shout out to Joe Lenardi, hardest working man in the bracket business. And it's May 2nd, and we have a bracket. That warms my heart. Card, I'd like to literally go through this entire bracket and pick every game right now for next season.
Every game?
Yep.
All right, let's do it.
How much do you not want to do that?
No, I do. I just had to mentally prepare.
St. John's, one seed versus Navy, St. John's.
St. John's.
Cincinnati, Georgia.
Cincy.
Sean Abayev.
Donabayev.
Cincy. Ohio State, 5, Grand Canyon, 12. Give me Grand Canyon.
Also, what? Five? Five
Yeah,
what?
this
Seeds?
is what is Lenardi doing? That's why I'm just picking Grand Canyon. That's a disrespectful seed.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, Grand Canyon advances. USC as a 4 seed versus UC Santa Barbara.
USC.
As a 4 seed?
Just give me USC.
Baker, Mazzara, and Rodney Rice?
Yeah,
A 4 seed.
yeah.
Lenardi, I'm looking at you. Fine, you can have USC. Wisconsin versus Ole Miss or NC State as 11 seeds in the play-in. I would have Ole Miss beating NC State. I would have Wisconsin beating Ole Miss.
Yeah, I would too.
Florida, 3 seed versus Furman.
Florida.
Mississippi State, 7 seed versus the play-in winner of Marquette versus Indiana on the 10 line. Darren DeVries back in the tournament.
I think Indiana wins that game, and I think Indiana wins that matchup against Mississippi State.
Wow, we've come so far. Okay, fine. I'm down with Indiana. And then BYU as a 2 seed versus Idaho. Give me BYU.
Other Murs revenge game.
Okay, we're going to stay in the South, and we're just going to run till we have a Final Four team. St. John's versus Cincy.
St. John's.
Grand Canyon versus USC.
USC.
USC in the Sweet 16 sits so wrong with me, but
It's
fine.
must. It's must, Greg.
Cool. Wisconsin against Florida.
Ooh.
I want Wisconsin.
Did Florida get Des Claude?
Let's say no.
Wisconsin.
Wisconsin advances BYU versus Indiana, BYU.
BYU.
Sweet 16, St. John's, USC.
St. John's.
St. John's, BYU, Wisconsin.
BYU.
BYU, Elite Eight, St. John's, BYU.
BYU.
Give me BYU. To the East, Duke versus a 16 seed we don't care about, Duke. Texas versus Baylor.
Baylor.
You're just so anti Sean Miller.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. Baylor. Texas Tech, Illinois State as a 12 seed.
Tech.
So he has USC seeded ahead of Texas Tech.
Yeah, look who else he has seated ahead of Texas Tech.
This is disgusting. Michigan State is a 4 against Miami of Ohio.
Michigan State.
I'll take Michigan State. Alabama against Memphis.
Doug.
Doug Legacy run against Oates.
Give me Memphis.
Give me Memphis too. Arizona against Troy.
Arizona.
Arizona. Carolina against Maryland. North Carolina in as a 7?
I'll take North Carolina in that game.
Ah,
You hitching your wagon to Pharrell Payne and Darius Adams?
I am actually. Yeah, it's Hubert.
It is Hebert.
I'm gonna take Maryland. And can you take Maryland too?
Sure.
And then UConn beats Siena.
Yes.
All right, so now we have Duke versus Baylor rematch of last year's round of 32 game. Give me Duke.
I want to. Ooh.
Next year does feel like a Duke loses early year,
Yeah, it does.
but I don't think I like Baylor enough.
But I do.
Your call.
We'll let Duke go.
Duke goes through Texas Tech, Michigan State. I'm taking
Texas
Tech.
Tech.
Yep. Memphis, Arizona.
Arizona.
Arizona, Maryland, UConn.
UConn.
UConn. Then we're into Duke, Texas Tech.
Texas Tech.
Texas Tech. Arizona, UConn. I'm going UConn without much hesitation.
There's hesitation. I'll go UConn though.
UConn, Texas Tech with a Final Four on the line.
Texas Tech have Darion Williams.
I think no.
UConn.
UConn advances. So we have BYU and UConn in our Final Four thus far. To the Midwest region, Purdue, number 1 overall seed in the tournament. They beat the 16. Who cares? Oregon versus Oklahoma.
Oklahoma.
Shellstad and Biddle?
Like what Oklahoma's doing with their roster quietly.
Yeah, fine, but yeah. Louisville against Liberty.
Louisville, a 5 seed. Louisville.
Louisville, I agree, they're underseeded. Auburn against High Point.
Auburn.
I'm not going to make the High Point mistake again. Auburn. Missouri, San Diego State.
San Diego State.
Yeah, why not? That's gross. San Diego State. Iowa State against South Dakota State.
Iowa State.
Iowa State. 7 seed Illinois versus 10 seed Creighton.
Creighton.
You love Creighton.
I love Creighton. Also, this Purdue will be in Indianapolis if this is their bracket.
All right, Creighton. And then Kentucky versus North Alabama.
Kentucky.
Kentucky. So next round will be Purdue, Oklahoma.
Purdue.
Louisville, Auburn.
Ooh.
I'll be completely honest with you. I'm out on Pac Kelsey in the tournament after last year, after the way that game started.
That's a fine take. We'll go Auburn.
So Auburn in. San Diego State, Iowa State.
That was gonna be cute. Say San Diego.
I'll be
San Diego
cute.
State.
Let's be cute. San Diego State.
San Diego State.
Lagoon Guath breakout year. Yeah.
Come on.
And then Creighton, Kentucky.
Creighton.
You love Creighton.
Yeah.
I think this is ludicrous from you, but I don't want to fight it. So Creighton moves on. To the Sweet 16, Purdue against Auburn.
Purdue,
San Diego State against Creighton, the 11 seed versus the 10 seed in the Sweet 16.
Creighton,
Creighton, and then Purdue versus Creighton in the Elite Eight. Purdue, I insist.
Purdue,
All right, so we have Purdue, BYU, and UConn right now in the Final Four. This is such a great season for us. To the final bracket, Houston, the 1 seed against Southeast Missouri State.
Houston,
Vanderbilt against Iowa.
Iowa,
Fine, Iowa, although AJ Hogarth changed the program at Vandy. Arkansas 5 seed against Yale, the 12.
Arkansas,
UCLA, the 4 against Charleston, the 13.
UCLA.
Gonzaga, VCU. I like VCU.
This season?
Yeah, I like what they did in the portal. Ahmad Noel breakout year.
You convinced me whoever that is. VCU.
You don't know Ahmad Noel?
Who?
Ahmad Noel?
Oh, I thought you said I did not hear Ahmad Noel whatsoever.
VCU.
Yeah, give VCU.
Tennessee against McNeese.
Tennessee,
Kansas against Miami.
Kansas,
I want to take Miami.
Kansas,
Trey Donaldson, revenge game.
Darren Peterson,
Fine, Kansas. Michigan, Youngstown State.
Michigan,
Houston against Iowa.
Houston,
Arkansas, UCLA.
UCLA,
VCU, Tennessee.
Tennessee,
Michigan, Kansas.
Michigan,
Houston, UCLA.
Houston.
I think UCLA.
No, Houston,
I think it's UCLA.
Houston,
Donovan Dent.
Houston,
Yeah, I don't got to pitch you on Donovan Dent.
Houston,
I'm telling you, UCLA is going to be good.
Houston. They are Houston,
Tennessee, Michigan.
ooh, Michigan,
Houston, Michigan with a Final Four on the line.
Houston,
All right, fine. We have Purdue against BYU in one semifinal.
BYU.
In Indy, I'm
Yep,
going to take Purdue. Other one is Houston, UConn. I'm going to take UConn.
I'll take UConn.
So I have Purdue, UConn rematch. You have BYU, UConn.
UConn wins it again, don't they?
I have Purdue beating UConn.
Purdue winning it all, be revenge
And
game.
you have UConn beating BYU.
Yep.
One big thing presented by Underdog Fantasy promo code Sleepers get up to $1,000 and a free pick. What's your one big thing?
My one big thing is this past week I found out about these things. Frescas, absolutely incredible. I'm mad that it took me 32 years of life to find out what these things are. This one is peach citrus flavor. They have all other types of flavors. They are absolutely incredible, and they are my new just beverage of choice. Like I enjoy a nice Fresca with a meal.
Okay. I mean, this is my wife's like favorite.
Really?
Yeah, she loves them.
Yeah, very much in on Frescas.
Okay, very nice. My one big thing is I think my daughter might be a genius.
A genius.
So roughly, you may remember this, roughly a month ago, I took her to Applebee's and we kept saying it's a date night. Do you want to go on a date night with daddy?
Mhm.
And I just me and her, little daddy daughter date night to Applebee's. We really didn't say that much about Applebee's all that much, just like one or two times, like we're going to Applebee's. We go, had a great night, date night. How she remembered it, she kept saying like that date night, thanks, date night. So nothing. Today, I'm getting her ready for the day, get her changed. I was like, Murphy, maybe we'll do a date night tonight. And she immediately looks up a month later and says, Applebee's.
All right, that's pretty special.
That's insane. How
That
does
is.
she remember Applebee's?
Well, I mean, Applebee's is very memorable.
Girl might have a photographic memory.
That's bad for you.
Is it?
You won't be able to like pull a fast one over her ever. She'll be like, no, four score and 7 years ago, Dad, you said we could do this.
Well, joke's on her. I'm taking her to Red Robin and telling her it was Applebee's. We'll see tomorrow.